Welcome to another video on energy tokenization. In this video, we're going to do a demo on how to create a token definition. So for that, we have a number of steps that we are going to follow. First, we're going to install Visual Studio and then a specific version. Then in Visual Studio, we will install an extension from the Interworking Alliance, a visual token designer. Followed by navigation of the tool, so you can see where all the bits and pieces of the token definitions can be found. And we will design a simple token definition, and finally we create a token template for you to use in your projects. So let's shift to the demo environment. So first we need to install Visual Studio. And I recommend using not the latest version, but a previous version like 1.52.1. So if you hit in Google this search term, you can navigate to the Visual Studio page. And the downloads are here in the third row, and select one that's appropriate for your operating system. So I used the Max 62-bit version, and I have already installed it. So due to some delay times of installation, let's switch to the Visual Studio. So this is this tool as it looks freshly installed with a welcome screen. And one of the first things now we need to do is to install the extension. And that's here in this part of the menu bar. So let's increase it a little bit. So if you hit the extension bar, you will presented with this search option. Here we type in the Interworking Alliance, and the first choice is the token designer. So if we select this, we see here quite a description of the tool with the explanation how it's working. So most of the parts are from the manual that you can find on GitHub. So if we hit install here, it's installing real quickly. So when we get a new icon here on the menu bar, and if I click the token designer, then what's happening is that I get three different parts, three different planes, so the token designer, token formula, and token definitions. If these lists are not populated, you are using a too modern version of the Visual Studio tool. So you need to downgrade to an earlier version of Visual Studio. So as already discussed, so here you can find the number of token-based elements. So the fractional fungible, if you hover over, then there is a pop-up describing it, what's meant with it. And you can select, and we do that later on in one of these token bases. You can also have here the token behaviors, so what's allowed as an action on your token. So there's quite a long list that you can select from. Some behaviors are being grouped. So this is, for instance, supply control. And there is a pre-populated list of properties. So this is the different properties that you can select from. So if you had read the document up front, so the tool works with some formula that is a shorthand of the token that you have designed. Yeah, so I will not go into it, but here are pre-populated standard token definitions, token formulas, I might say, which you can then use to create a token definition for your projects. So let's now first create a new token. Yeah, so here is an unknown base token. So we have on this part the token base that we can select from, the property sets, and the behaviors. So let's say that we want to have a fractional fungible token. So we drag it to the canvas, and this is our first definition, and we can have here our own private description, yeah, for this token. Yeah, so let's say that this is first token, and then we can say, okay, we want to have it as a carbon emission generator object. So we get a property set, we drag it on the canvas, and the property set is associated to it. We can also get some behaviors. So let's say it's burnable, it's divisible. Yeah, we can say, well, okay, you can hold it, yeah, you can mint it. So this is quite a nice property set, and this is the formula that is associated to all the properties and also the behaviors that I've selected to be associated with this token. So, and it also shows up in the panel here on the left. So, and that will be the top. Let's see if we can find him. I think it's not this one. It's this one. This is our definition. And if this is my first token, yeah. So this is the definition. If you move over, if I right-click it, I can create a token definition, and it prompts here on the top for a name. So this is the first token. So, and you see here in the token definitions, in the fungible fractional, there is a new token being added, first token. And on the left here, you can see now a full description of your whole token definition that comes from the tool. Yeah, so it starts here with the fungible token, the token base, alias with liquid, virtual money, a little description, some analogies that you can find in the real world, and then some dependencies. It is incompatible with indivisible, so you cannot make it indivisible. The token type, the unit, so all the specifications are here, and also for each behavior, it's described how the different behaviors impact your token definition. And last but not least, you can have here some properties that you can set, you know, for your specific token. So, and you can export this and share it with your development team to build the token in a software. So we have done the 5 steps. So the installation of Visual Studio, I recommend version 1.52.1. Install the extension from the Interworking Alliance Visual Token Designer. We have shown where the different navigation panes are and how to select the different aspects of the token. Designed a simple token and created a template for it. Yeah. So with this is the end of the module on energy tokens demo.